Hey Andrew, every time I eat, I get this tight, bloated feeling in my stomach. What's up with that?
So a bloated feeling from after eating, it could be a range of different variations of factors. So first thing is it could be food that you're not able to digest, but it could also be related to the stress. You might be eating too fast, therefore causing that bloated feeling as well. The bloating sensation is actually regulated by a sympathetic nervous system called the vagus nerve. So the vagus nerve has two systems. It has a pair of sympathetic and sympathetic. What they do is when you're stressed, your body requires a lot of blood flow and your heart is going to be pacing because it needs to either run away from that accident or it needs to defend in a certain situation. So when that nervous system kicks in, your body is going to pump a lot of blood to reduce the blood flow into your abdominal. So your abdominal will get less blood, your intestine will get less blood, your stomach will actually get less blood. So your body is more in a survival mode. So it's not going to focus on digesting food, it's going to focus on needing the blood flow to do certain things, either run away or to fight in a situation.
Is this just what people call indigestion, or could something deeper be going on?
So indigestion, again, relates to more stress factors, but it can also be because of food you're not digesting properly. So they're kind of work hand in hand together in that sense. So you're gonna have to rule out one thing after another. So if it's indigestion from food, then you have to rule out, is it because of certain foods you're intaking that you're not able to digest it properly? It could be stomach acid. It could be lack of enzymes that your body's not able to produce to break down the food properly.
Can osteopathy actually help my gut relax and work better?
Yes, because there are a few areas of your vagus nerve does innervate, which means when we say innervate, it means that the nerve actually attaches into the organ. That's how your body responds. So for example, I used the same situation before where we talk about if I have to run away from a situation, from danger, your nervous system knows that you need to run away and therefore shut down certain systems in order to pump more blood flow towards those muscles that requires the blood flow. So your digestion works the same way. When you need to digest food, it needs the nerve sensory to tell it, okay, you need to digest food now, and then therefore let's bring more blood flow to the area. So for osteo, we'll look at if there is a nerve impingement, if the nerve is actually affecting the blood flow surrounding that area, that might be restrictive. So your diaphragm is one of them, your rib cage is one of them, your intercostal muscles, which is the muscles between the two ribs, are also part of it as well.
Could stress or posture be making it worse without you realizing it?
Yes, because again, with posture, if your ribs are actually tilted, or for example, if I'm sitting like this and where I'm slouching more forward, that I'm impeding the diaphragm, which is underneath here, then the diaphragm is actually restricting the amount of food is able to bypass, and also restricting the amount of motion that it can do for the intestinal. So your posture definitely does have to do with digestion. That's why, for example, like you go to Mandarin or you go to a buffet place, you have plates and plates of food, and before you're sitting like this and you're eating plates and plates of food, then afterwards, after maybe 4 plates, then you start feeling, I feel really bloated, I feel something is restricting me, because there's so much food in here, and because you're also slouching, it's pressing on certain areas, and that's what's giving you the discomfort. But as soon as you move, you change your position, it's, I feel great. Because now they're no longer compressing. So the diaphragm is actually no longer compressing it.
What are good things to remember when we're eating?
When you're eating, definitely remember to chew the food properly. So you can chew 30 times before you actually begin to swallow it. The chewing and also saliva helps break down the food at that instance. But if you just chew 2 or 3 times and you quickly swallow the food, then you're heavily relying on your stomach acid and your pancreas to create enzymes in order for the food to be properly digested. So you're basically forcing the organs to work extra harder in order for the food to properly break down and then properly absorb. So chewing your food without talking properly is actually one of the key main digestion.
Are there specific foods to avoid while I'm currently having this bloated feeling after almost every meal?
That's a yes and no question, because it depends on your body able to digest certain foods. So again, you might have to do an allergy test, you might have to do a food intolerance test to show you what type of foods that you're able to digest properly, what foods that you might have an allergic reaction to. So you can't eat foods that doesn't produce a lot of gas during this time if you're feeling a lot of upset. such as a lot of fibrous food like sweet potato. Something high fiber, especially when you're feeling bloated, may not be the best ideal to be doing.
I'm currently stressed right now, and I'm finding out from you that it may be contributing to this bloating feeling. What should I keep in mind when I'm eating while I'm stressed?
Then you can do 30 seconds of deep breathing first to relax your nervous system, so then you'll feel more calmer. You'll feel your blood pressure and your heart rate leveled properly without because if you're stressed, your heart rate should be a little bit more higher. So what you want to do is have your resting heart rate as much as possible while you're eating, so then you're not overly stressing yourself. From there, after you do your deep breathing, so your heart rate should be a little bit more normal at the resting stage. From there, then you properly chew your food. So don't just chew 2 or 3 bites and then swallow the food. Chew it at least 30 times to be an actual mush into a paste before you swallow. So that would be the best thing for digestion.